Hello, this is Dave Dog. Welcome back to episode 5 of Promoting the 23's. And when we left in episode 4, we just had a good result against Man United away 5-2, and then a 2-2 draw with bottom of the table Fulham, and things have gone from bad to worse. We've only won one game in the 6 games after that. That was a 4-0 home win against QPR, who were bottom of the table at the time. We were in 4th place after the Fulham game in the last Champions League spot. We've now dropped out of the top 4 with those results, and we come on to today's game away to Arsenal. I'll show you the highlights of that. We're still sitting reasonably well, but the form is worrying. The media reports are saying it's my fault for not changing tactics, and we've been worked out. That sounds familiar. A certain Argentinian manager had that one put on him. So we may have to look at another tactic. This 4-2-4 doesn't seem to be working. We're not scoring the goals that we were earlier on in the season. So let's have a look at the Arsenal game then and see how that one went. So this is a team that we put out for the Arsenal game. 3 changes. Meslier returned in goals. Forshaw came in for Omar Richards, with Dallas switching to left back and Forshaw taking up his usual position in midfield with Phillips. And Bamford came in up front for Gelhardt. Bamford just recovering from injury. You can see the aeroplane signs on here as everybody's away for the World Cup or on holiday. Team regroups again for a pre-season training camp on the 5th of December, I think it is. And the next game is on after the World Cup on Boxing Day. As I say, this is a team we went out with, same formation, 4-2-4 wide. And we went in with a balanced mentality. So the first highlight is in the 7th minute. James plays the ball through. Awoniyi running down the left. Should be in the box, really. Plays it back into James. James back to Awoniyi. And how did he miss that? Somehow Ramsdale saved that, but goal was at his mercy there. Should really have scored. Awoniyi. Rafinha with the resultant corner. And it's cleared away by Arsenal. And we're into the 14th minute now. Arsenal building up. Diego Costa is a new signing for Arsenal up front. How strange is that? So these older players seem to not only be Man United, and I don't know what happened with that one, but it ended up a corner. It looked like it had gone in the goal to me, that. But it's a corner to Arsenal. Comes in and Disasi heads it away to Odegaard. Odegaard to Holding outside the box. Back to White. And the highlight ends. That's how it happened in the real game as well. There's something strange going on with the highlights in Football Manager. They're just so random and end in a ridiculous moment. Awoniyi, Bamford heading in on there. Should be reversed, really. Should be Awoniyi that's heading on for Bamford. Rafinha. Ayling crosses in. Phillips, but dispossessed. James out to Dallas. Dallas plays it back into James. James to Awoniyi. Awoniyi to Bamford and puts James through, and he makes no mistake. We take the lead in the 25th minute. So James gave us the lead, and that was a fantastic football. A great Leeds United goal, it says on the commentary. So Arsenal kick off straight away. We're straight on with the kick-off highlight, and Martinelli causing trouble out there on the left, as he did to us in real life recently. And Ayling's still on the pitch, not got himself sent off, but there's a great save by Meslier, but it comes back out to Saka and he equalises. 26th minute, so lead didn't last long before Arsenal pegged us back, and 1-1. So a lot of highlights. 28th minute, here's the Arsenal getting away. Here's Arsenal getting away on the right. They seem to be beating our full-backs. There's Odegaard, but just over the bar, that one. Meslier at full stretch. And we're into the second half here. Arsenal playing this way now and still attacking. Diego Costa, 49th minute. Ben White puts it back to Costa. Costa to Smith Rowe. Martinelli. We're defending quite well, keeping him out. Odegaard with a shot. And Meslier got his hand to that and knocked it away for a corner. Restored to the team, Meslier. And having a good game, a lot of pinball there. Must have hit the post twice. Dallas blocks. So Arsenal really going for it now. And must have been shocked by that opening goal. And they're really giving it to us now. I think about at this point I'd change to more positive to try and get in the game. I thought we were defending too much. and change to positive attitude. But it's still Arsenal. Saka injured there. Arsenal knocking around in midfield. Saka gets cleared on the left. I think at this point Ayling had been replaced. He picked up an injury and Shackleton came on to play right back. And Saka there. And it's pinball again, but it's eventually cleared by Phillips and Iwaniyi. But again, on the attack, it ends. Header there from Holding over the bar. Lots of attempts by Arsenal. We were really getting punished. And here's another bit of pinball, and Odegaard tucks it in eventually. I think it was Strauch on the far side, headed it back across his goal straight to Arsenal. And defensive mistakes costing us. But Arsenal were really pressurising us. And that's where it ends. But there was a highlight in the main game where Bamford was just clear and entering the penalty box. And the highlight ended. It's something that they need to sort out. It's I don't know whether it's a glitch in the game or something. But the highlights, you know, some of them aren't highlights. And some of them that you want to see what happened, you know, it just cuts out. So what do we have to do? Watch the full game to see what happens, really. So anyway, that's my moan about highlights. But we lost the game 2-1, as you can see there by the match stats. 23 shots from Arsenal and an XG of 2.58. So they definitely deserved the win, although it was a narrow 2-1 in the end. I think we rode our luck, and Meslier was our best player at 7.4, kept the score down. And a really disastrous game, and I ripped into the players after the game. Apart from Bamford, James and Meslier, nobody else really showing any reasonable form. Going to go through the World Cup now, and I'll keep you up to date with how things go on. We'll jump in and see what happens with that. The England squad has been announced. Calvin Phillips is in it. The only other player who probably is a surprise is Callum Wilson, but the rest of it is the usual suspects. So we'll see how England go on. And we've got Rafinha for Brazil as well. Oh, just to mention the aforementioned Italian manager Milano at Manchester United has been sacked. I'll just come back here. Apparently the Premier Division season hasn't stopped for the World Cup yet. It's just our season has. 12th of November, Saturday 12th of November. This appears to be the last fixtures. And there we go. Oh, Leicester. So we've moved down to 10th, and Tottenham must have Tottenham beat Manchester City. Grealish sent off after 16 minutes. Oh, no wonder they got beat. 10 men, and Tottenham won that 1-0. So we're down to 10th then, 22 points from 15 games, a point in front of Brentford. So we're still thereabouts for the European places. So let's see how the World Cup goes then. Well, amazing news from hero to zero. Man United hire Bielsa as manager. Oh, he couldn't have done anything worse. It would never happen. Even Marcelo would know what the consequences of that would be. But I'm sure they just do things to wind us up. Bielsa has put pen to paper on a 3-year deal worth $150,000 a week. Well, we'll have to watch that one with interest. So we'll see how Marcelo Bielsa gets on over the Pennines at our hated rivals. So here we are with the opening World Cup scores. Monday the 21st, Serbia 3, Jamaica 2, Senegal 4, Qatar 0. So opening defeat for the hosts. Holland 1, Brazil 1. Let's just have a look at that. Rafinha on the bench, is it? Yeah, Rafinha on the bench, didn't play. So we'll get back to the results. Germany 5, Ghana 1. And then 22nd, the match that we want to know about really. England 0, Wales 0. After Austria 0, Croatia 1. If we just look at that one, our keeper was in fine form in that one. Livakovic 8, man of the match. And a penalty from Croatia winning the game. Let's have a look at the England match then. England 0, Wales 0. Calvin Phillips playing in front of the defence with Ramsdale, James, Stones and Rice in the central defence, Chilwell left back, Phillips in front, Foden and Mount, Sterling, Sancho and Kane up front. So James preferred there to Alexander-Arnold. And 0-0. Not much going on really. Tyler Roberts did actually play up front, 6.2. I think he was subbed off though. And Dan James, a 6.5. So a game of defences by the look of things there. All the defenders getting, and Phillips having a good performance. A 0-0 start for England in the World Cup. Not really what they wanted. And USA 1, Iran 2, so that's a strange one. Oh, by the way, Aronson is injured. That's affected our form in the league, and also not going to the World Cup because of that. So a disastrous start for America there. One game so far, we're early in the 23rd. Morocco 0, France 2. Meslier has gone to the World Cup, there he is, third choice keeper. France winning 2-0, goals from Griezmann, an Mbappe penalty. So there we go, that's how we've gone so far in the World Cup. So back for more news on the World Cup, Friday the 25th of November. Jamaica 2, Qatar 0. Qatar have lost both their opening games. One of our players has done well, Omar Richards, an assist and a 7.8 performance. But look at all those performances there from Jamaica. You must remember that they are playing Qatar. More or less, that's the end of their involvement. Germany 0, Holland 3. That's not a shock result, but surprising scoreline. Brazil 1, Ghana 0. Let's see if Rafinha got any time. Calabekban playing for Ghana. Brazil. No, Rafinha's not on. His reputation in Football Manager is not as great as real life. No, unused sub. So he's just sitting on the bench watching. That'll please him, I would think. Not. Senegal 2, Serbia 0. And let's have a look at England's group then. New Zealand 2, Croatia 4. Wales 1, Iran 1. USA 0, England 0. And surprise, surprise, Iran are actually topping the group because they beat America. So Iran are topping the group. England and Wales are second and third. USA with 1 point against England. Let's have a look at this. So we've done 2 0-0 draws. Oh, another sending off. Walker sent off for 2 yellow cards in the 70th minute. So what team did we play this time? Ramsdale in goal. Walker at right back. Stones and Rice still playing as a central defender. Chilwell, so that's more or less the same apart from the full-backs being changed. So Alexander-Arnold's not getting a look in. Phillips again in front of the back four. 6.6 didn't play so well. Foden and Bellingham. Sancho, Sterling and Kane, the same front three that are misfiring. Nobody scored. Who came on? Mount came on, who'd been dropped. Grealish came on. Abraham. So a disastrous World Cup. 12 shots, only 1 on target. And we're fighting for second place at the moment as we go into the last game against Iran, who are top of the table. This is news we wanted to hear. Brendan Aronson resumes full training. He's been out for 6 weeks with sprained knee ligaments. Right, so World Cup update then. Sunday 27th of November, Morocco 0, Paraguay 0, Spain 4, France 2, Colombia 0, Italy 2. I'm not going to look too much into these unless we've got players involved. I can't see Meslier played in that one, so I'm not going to look at that. Switzerland 1, Australia 1. And Monday the 28th, Mexico 2, Japan 0. Is there one above that? Yeah. Nigeria 1, Uruguay 5, Mexico 2, Japan 0. Portugal 3, Tunisia 1, South Korea 0, Denmark 3. Qatar losing their final game, so I don't think they actually scored a goal at all. 3 games, -9. Pointless them being in it, but there we go. We've got lots of money, so they played in the World Cup. Jamaica 1, Senegal 2, Brazil 1, Germany 1. Did Rafinha play? Probably not. No, sitting on the bench again. 1-1 there. Germany took the lead through Farke and Neymar penalty. Added time at the end. Secured a 1-1 draw for Brazil. So that late penalty knocked Germany out from qualifying. Group A, Senegal and Serbia have qualified. Group C, Argentina and Croatia. So our keeper is still in there. And if we move on to Wednesday, we've got Group D. So Croatia 1, Argentina 1, New Zealand 1, Austria 1. We won 3-0. We beat Iran 3-0 and Wales beat USA 3-2. So I believe England and Wales both qualify with 5 points and both unbeaten, although it takes a game against Iran for us to qualify. Let's just have a look at the England game then. 27 shots, 16 on target against 1 on target. I certainly deserved that one. In the end, we found out our score, although it was Bellingham that opened the scoring, Sterling, and then Abraham at a penalty. So Abraham replaced Kane up front for the last game. Ramsdale in goal, James, Gomez and Rice still the centre-back. Phillips playing again, Bellingham, Foden, Sancho, Sterling, Abraham up front. So England qualify for the next phase, along with Wales. So just have a quick look at the Wales game and see who scored. Wilson, Brooks and Dan James got an added time third goal. The winning goal actually for Wales against USA. Tyler Roberts played up front, an assist for him. Good attacking performance by Wales, although they did let 2 in. So that's the World Cup so far. There is AFL football going on whilst the World Cup's on, and Jack Jenkins on loan at Ipswich has got the second in the Young Player of the Month award. 2 goals and assists for Jack Jenkins, and his loan has just been extended to the end of the season. Right, further update of the World Cup. Group G, Friday the 2nd of December, Japan 0, Uruguay 2. Mexico 1, Nigeria 2. That means that Mexico and Uruguay qualify. So Taiwo Iwonyi is coming home as Nigeria finished in 3rd place. In Group H, Portugal 3, South Korea 0, Tunisia 1, Denmark 2. Portugal and Denmark qualify, and we're on to the second round. 3rd of December, Wales are playing Argentina, Senegal against Brazil. England play Croatia, so our keeper will be coming up against England. Holland against Serbia, Mexico, Denmark, Colombia, France, Italy, Morocco, Uruguay, Portugal. So those are the second round fixtures. We'll bring you all the results of those a little bit later. News update, 3rd round of the FA Cup. We've been drawn at home to Nottingham Forest. Championship side Forest, they're 7th at the moment. And that home tie will be played on Saturday the 7th of January 2023. Here we go then with a further update of the World Cup. Second round matches, Senegal 2, Brazil 1. Brazil knocked out by Senegal. Let's have a look, see if Rafinha did get any game time, or was this just sat on the bench again? Let's have a look. No, just sat on the bench. Didn't play a single minute. Wales 1, Argentina 2. Dan James got the goal. And Roberts getting sent off 90+1. Good performance there by Wales, only getting beat 2-1 by Argentina. England 3, Croatia 0, and England finding their shooting boots. Livakovic 6.3, so he must be taking some of the blame, although other players didn't play so well. So Kane, Sancho and Foden scoring for England. This was the team. James playing in central defence. Rice has moved to defensive midfield now, so Phillips is not in the team. Did he come on at all? No, Calvin Phillips unused substitute. So England are through to the quarter-finals. Let's have a look then at the other scores. Holland 1, Serbia 2, so Holland knocked out as well as Brazil. Mexico 2, Denmark 1, so Mexico getting through. Colombia 1, France 2. Benzema with both goals for France, and they go through. Italy 3, Morocco 1, comfortable passage for Italy. Uruguay 1, Portugal 1, Uruguay through on penalties. So those are the second round ties. The quarterfinals have also been played. Mexico 1, France 2. Jimenez scored for Mexico, and then goals late on in the second half for France. Giroud getting the winner in the 87th minute, so close game. Senegal 2, Argentina 3. That went to extra time, and Messi getting the winner in the 100th minute. Close game there as well, so 2 close games in those quarterfinals. Uruguay 0, Italy 3. Again, Italy winning easily. Serbia 1, England 2, and first minute of added time, Bellingham got the winner. Let's just have a look at the team, see if Calvin Phillips played. No, Rice has got that defensive midfield role now. After all those clean sheets as well, with Phillips playing there. And we've got Gomez and Stones in the central defence. Walker, Chilwell, Ramsdale in goal. Foden, Bellingham, Sterling, Mount and Kane up front. So Mason Mount equalised 63rd minute, I believe, and Bellingham the winner in the first minute of added time. So close game there. But England through to the semi-finals. We are playing Italy, who have been in form in the semi-final. That to be played on Tuesday the 13th. The other semi-final, Argentina against France. So the four big teams getting through there. No surprises. And we'll come back and let you know how England get on in that semi-final against Italy. So here we are, good news. England have made it through to the World Cup final, defeating Italy 3-1 in the semi-final. 3 goals in the first 21 minutes. Stormed through against Italy. Sterling, Kane and Grealish. And it wasn't to the 70th minute that Insigne pulled one back for Italy. But 3-1, we go through. Let's have a look at the team. Calvin Phillips playing in that defensive midfield role with a 7. And Grealish and Kane playing well. So Kane's getting 8.7, an assist and a goal. So coming good at the right time. Trent Alexander-Arnold playing in midfield and creating a goal. A brilliant win there, and we're through to the final to play either Argentina or France. So England will be playing France in the World Cup, as it says here, Argentina destroyed by France 4-0. Kylian Mbappe getting 2 early goals, 20th and 24th minute. Benzema 32, so they took control of their semi. A lot of yellow cards flying around, so it must have been a tempestuous game. And Kante got the 4th goal in 67 minutes, so it's going to be England against France in the World Cup final. So here we are. England win the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. A 71st minute Jadon Sancho goal is enough to beat France 1-0. And Sancho came on a sub for Sterling and did the business. Let's have a look at the goal. Here we are, Foden with a long ball, and Sancho gets clear of his man and slips that past Lloris in the French goal. Calvin Phillips didn't start the game. Declan Rice started in the defensive midfield role. Again, unconventional partnership in the centre of defence, Gomez and Stones. Chilwell and Walker full-backs, that's fair enough. Ramsdale has been the goalkeeper all through the World Cup. Bellingham and Grealish, that's a very attacking 2 in front of Rice. And Sterling, Foden on the wings and Kane up front. Not having such a good game at 6.6. But there we go. We've won the World Cup after a poor start with 2 0-0 draws against Wales and the USA. Calvin Phillips did actually come on for Declan Rice and performed better. Let's hope England follow that up in real life. Right, after the World Cup, everybody's back in training again, and we've played a couple of friendlies. St Mirren away after our training camp in Scotland, where we drew 2-2. We should have actually won the game, but gave away 2 silly goals, one from a corner, one from a free kick, 3 headers. I've been using a couple of different systems because they were saying we'd been worked out using the same system that we had brought us success earlier in the season. We used 3 central defenders in this game, but 2 free headers. They didn't seem to mark up. So Shackleton and Omar Richards were on the score sheet, and 2-2 against St Mirren. Then we played Olympia, a Slovenian team away, and judging by the pitch, it looked like it was very cold. There was snow on the pitch and frost on the pitch. But we had a 3-1 win there. We played more or less our first choice 11. 1 or 2 left out. Calvin Phillips, obviously just come back from the World Cup. I could have played him, but I left him out. We went into a 3-0 lead. Taiwo Iwanwi scored the first goal. Lewis Bate from penalty spot, and Patrick Bamford in the second half made it 3-0 before we conceded a late goal. Let's just have a look at the game. So in this game we played a diamond, so no wingers. We started off like that anyway, and I changed it after about 70 minutes back to our 4-2-4 system. Didn't seem to make a great deal of difference. We didn't score any further goals when moving to 4-2-4. It was after that goal by Bamford that I changed it to 4-2-4. So Lewis Bate had a good game, scored a penalty, tucked it away nicely and created the assist for Bamford. And we had Aronson playing at the tip of the diamond, and he had a good performance, 7.3, but it was Bate who was our man of the match with 8. Defenders all putting in good performances. Played Robin Koch in the defensive midfield role. Gelhardt seems to have gone off the boil a little bit. 6.6. I've played him in a few games, and he's not seemed to be doing what he was doing earlier on in the season. I think he's probably better used as an impact sub. Bamford came on and scored and got a 7.1. So when I changed to the 4-2-4, we had Rafinha and Harrison on the wings. As I say, moved back to our old system. So I'm unsure as which system to use. It doesn't seem like any of these other 2 systems, although we've only used them for 1 match. Certainly not the 3 central defenders. I don't think we'll be using that one. But possibly the diamond at some point. Depends. We have a lot of wingers in our squad, so it doesn't really bode well for them, keeping them on the bench. So I think I'll probably persevere with the 4-2-4. So we've got a game coming up now against Bournemouth. Boxing Day fixture, Bournemouth at home. Nice bit of travelling for them, right from the south coast. And that's followed up by Chelsea away. I'm going to show you the Bournemouth game and brief highlights probably of that one. So this is our team we're putting out today against Bournemouth on this Boxing Day 2022, and the average age of which is 23. Dallas is the one who's pushing that average up, being 31, all the others around about mid-20s. So it's Meslier in goal, Ayling right back, Richards left back, Strauch and Disasi in the centre of defence. 2 in midfield, Aronson as the roaming playmaker and Phillips as the defensive central midfielder. Aronson is back after injury. Our form has dipped while he's been out injured. It was a knee injury. We've got Dallas on the left. Harrison has got a slight injury and not fully fit. And James has been away with the World Cup. So I'm going to give Dallas a go on the wing. He has played there before and played quite well. Rafinha, of course, not doing much in the World Cup, sitting on the bench. He's on the right side, and our strike force is Bamford as a deep lying forward and Iwaniyi as complete forward. On the bench then we've got Livakovic, Cresswell, Shackleton, Cooper, Koch, so loaded with central defenders there. Somerville, Bate, James and Greenwood. Gelhardt has been off form recently, so I'm giving him a rest. So we're back after the winter break for the World Cup, and of course it's December the 26th, Boxing Day. So what have we got? We've got typical old-fashioned weather. It's raining, sleeting, and there's frost on the pitch. And we're home to Bournemouth today. We're actually dropped down to 10th in the league now, and I think Bournemouth are about 15th, 16th. They're newly promoted to the Premier League, and we're working the ball in the box here. Richards, can he get a cross in? He does, but it's cleared out by Bournemouth. Ex-player Lewis Cook playing for Bournemouth today. He's been brought back into the team. The usual for the opposition, they've made 5 or 6 changes from their previous team, and that's the first highlight, and we're on to the second minute. We're on key highlights here, so shouldn't be getting as many as we were before. Here's Christie's getting through, he's got a shot on, and Meslier saves, and Meslier doing his usual, he's been restored to the team, and he seems to save more than Livakovic, although his experience is obviously lower. Oh, that's a good tackle there. Iwaniyi back defending, and what a tackle that was for you, centre forward. Yes, I'll take that. So just a one shot on target by Bournemouth. We've done nothing yet, and we're on positive. I don't know why that is. We've got most of the possession, but not much going on in the penalty box. So let's have a shout and G them up a bit. We need to get into this. This is a game we should be winning. We've been on a bad run recently due to the absence of, for one of the reasons, Aronson. He's had a fairly serious knee injury. There's Brooks, and that's an opening goal from Abel Ruiz, and we're going behind on 34 minutes. Let's not see that repeated, but that was an easy chance for Bournemouth there, so we're getting off that one. and we're not playing well at all here. Bournemouth are certainly in the ascendancy. So let's try the shout again. It's half time, so let's get into them at half time. This just isn't good enough. Nobody is playing well at all. So we're into the second half. I've told them they should be doing much better and to pull the fingers out generally. And it seemed to go down pretty well. Told the midfield that to get control of this game, but that's another free header there from a corner. We conceded a couple of goals in one of the friendlies from set pieces, and it seems to be an area where we could improve, much like the real life team. So I put Disasi as a good header, and he should be making that better. I did try in the first friendly playing 3 centre-backs, but that is when we conceded the goal, so that didn't seem to help. But the midfield's controlling this for Bournemouth. We need to get in there to Lewis Cook, and we're certainly not getting much of the ball. I might have to change it to get stuck in. There's another free header, and it's just over the bar. 60 minutes gone, and we've only had one shot on target. Calvin Phillips is 1 yellow card away. Luke Ayling looks like he's given everything. We're just not doing anything here. 70 minutes gone. We're going to have to make some changes. I'm going to bring Somerville on for Rafinha. He's had his chances. Maybe he's gone to sleep through sitting on that bench in the World Cup and not getting a game. Maybe his head's not quite there, but we're going to make a change anyway. Aronson, 6.3. Could be a bit rusty. We're going to put Lewis Bate on. He played well in the one of the friendlies. I think it was the second friendly against the Slovenian team. I'm just going to make those 2 for the time being, and this is just going to run away with us here. I think we've had 1 shot on target. This is no good at all. Let's fire them up, see if we can get something moving. Doesn't look like it. We're going to go down to, we're in that spiral where the forwards don't score. We're not creating anything, and it looks like, yep, another defeat. Disastrous defeat to Bournemouth, 1-0. I think I'm going to have to change the tactic. Richard, 7.3, far and away the best player. I'm going to give them a right rollicking in and get them in for training, because this can't go on much longer. Here are the latest results and the table. We're still in 10th position, 22 points. We seem to be stuck on those 22 points. We can't let this go on 5 games in a row, although narrowly defeated. And coming up next in the new year, we've got Chelsea away and then Forest at home in the Cup. So I'm going to play through probably towards the end of the transfer window and come back with Man U at home. And don't forget who the manager is there. We're returning to Ellen Road. Marcelo Bielsa himself has taken over at Man United. How strange is that? Let's hope we send him back with a defeat. So we're coming back after or around the end of the transfer window, and as I said, players are probably going to leave. Rodrigo, Klitsch, Cooper wanted to go on loan, but I may sell him if we get an offer, and Roberts as well. We're going to reduce the squad, especially the wage bill, if we get Rodrigo off 100 grand. We're going to come back end of January, Man U at home and Tottenham away. Please join me for that. Dave Dog, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.